Hi everyone, welcome to Board of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, and this is another double shot of Tier 8 action, featuring Pyro clan in the 5th Clan Wars campaign on the Asian server. This time they're running around on Westfield, and in this first replayer they're up against Aussie clan Lancers. Lancers always put up a good fight on the Clan Wars map, and they actually absolutely love this map. You can see Pyro, as usual, getting out a good spread of tanks and really trying to play the vision game, but it looks like Skell's in a little bit of trouble here. Two T-54 lightweights look like they're thinking about pushing on him. He gets a shot into one of them, and then he lights up all of these Lancer blokes up here, so he's got to run. He's got to run pretty quick. Auto aims, gets another shot on one of the T-54 lightweights, but doesn't see that house in the way, and in the process gets absolutely wrecked. Not often you see Skull get wrecked so early in the game. So the Pyro guys are down 0-1. You can see they've bought artillery in this battle. Horse of the Apocalypse, he loves his American M40, M43 Tier 8 artillery piece. And looking on the mini-map, you can see quite a lot of the Lancer guys were spotted in the northwest flank, and it looks like the Pyro guys are going to push the southeast flank. They need to be careful here because that artillery is very exposed there. Only one of these T-54 lightweights needs to come down here, and he'll probably see him, especially if he shoots. There's my old mate Beach Dasbro in his RU-251 German light tank, but looks like he's in a little bit of strife as well. He gets taken out, making the score back to 2 apiece. Now this is a pretty fast and furious battle here. You can see that the Pyro guys have bought 2 Pershings this time, as well as their usual spread of Tier 8 light tanks, the RU-251s, WZ-132, and of course the trusty old T-54 lightweights. And now it's looking like a little bit of a snipey battle happening now, like a bit of distance between the two sides. One T-54 lightweight, Maximurza over here, trying to get some vision while these guys all snipe from the hill. Artillery would be probably very nervous down in that corner, but it looks like the Lancer guys have pulled their forces back, making that artillery piece a little bit less exposed. Artillery takes out the T-32. Lancer looks like they're going for 2 heavy tanks and the rest T-54 lightweights in this battle. And now we're looking from Bohan's point of view. There's a low health T-54 lightweight, which he handily gets rid of, but he needs to look behind him. Picks himself up another kill, taking out another T-54 lightweight, but this other T-54 lightweight's really going to get stuck in here. He gets lit on fire, and Captain Cowles confirms the kill. The score at 7-4 now. The Pyro guys making up for lost ground early the first few minutes. So we're looking like they were in a little bit of bother. Artillery shoots, and it looks like he might have missed, but he might have splashed that T-54 lightweight for some damage. See Maximurza over here, still trying to provide some vision into the central part of the map. He's only on 450 odd hit points of health, but most of the T-54 lightweights and even the Pershings have taken a bit of a battering in this game. So even though they are winning 7-4, they need to be a little bit conservative, a little bit careful, and make sure that they turn this 7-4 lead into a win. That T-54 lightweight on the enemy side that's just been lit, he does have 1,000 hit points of health, so he can afford to take a hit or two if it means getting rid of Bohan, who's providing that vision on the eastern side of the map. And it looks like that's exactly what he was thinking, but he gets shot by a couple of people. Bohan gets taken out of the game, so the lead's only 2 tanks now, 7-5. But Captain Cowles gets rid of that T-54 lightweight, so it's now a 5 versus 2 situation with the score at 8-5. And you'd think that the Pyro guys would probably have it covered with the score on 8-5, but you never know what's going to happen. This T-54 lightweight coming up the eastern side again, really trying to maximise their vision. The Pyro guys, that's exactly what Pyro do well. And now they're looking at that T-32, trying to get rid of the big American heavy tank. Not so long ago he was on full health, or pretty much full health, and just the focus firing of the Pershings and these light tanks taking him down to 600 odd hit points. A T-54 has also been lit. As we try and zoom over to get a little bit of a better view of what's happening in the middle of the map. That Pershing providing really good vision. Pangalalav. That's a pretty cool name. And he's staying in a reasonably hull down position. All he's doing is making sure that all the other tanks on the Pyro side can see him. And now it's just a case of cleaning up that last T-32, who is in a reasonably good position, but in the end, a comfortable win against Lancers, 10-5. As usual, a pretty good fight put up by the Pyro guys, even though they were down a little bit early. You can see the spread of damage was quite good, apart from Skell, who got wrecked pretty early, but he was doing the right thing and providing vision on the northwestern side of the map. But everyone having a really good game. Beach Dasbro also getting a little bit wrecked whilst providing vision, which is exactly the right thing to do. They weren't doing anything wrong by any stretch of the imagination, but a good spread of damage by the Pyro guys, continuing with their successful strategy of bringing predominantly light tanks. They took 2 Pershings in that one, probably just trying something a little bit different just to see how it worked. And of course the artillery. The artillery didn't have the best game there, but that's mainly because Lancer bought so many fast moving T-54 lightweights. As we move on to the second battle, also on Westfield, and of course this is against their old nemesis Omega, one of the other powerhouses of the English-speaking clans. And they're going for pretty much exactly the same setup this time, the Pyro lads. 2 Pershings, the American artillery, 2 German light tanks, the RU-251, which is very good for boosting, but not many opportunities to boost on this map. And the remainder, 5 tanks at T-54 lightweight, the very, very popular Russian light tank. Now again, Skell gets spotted pretty early, and he's bugging right out because he has absolutely no backup. And he spotted 2 T-54 lightweights on the Omega team, but he's probably made them think that he's bugging out. But now he's coming back to creep up this hill, and I'm guessing he's thinking that he's going to try and use these bushes to try and keep these tanks lit. And these tanks might be able to either flank them or snipe them away from a distance. Artillery's over right here on the eastern side. An unusual place for artillery. Normally in randoms, of course, the artillery sits back here, but with the looks like Pyro putting a pretty big push on the southeastern flank, and so artillery getting out of the way just in case the northern flank falls on Westfield. Only 2 enemy tanks have been lit, both Russian light tanks. Skull getting a little bit more brave. He doesn't think he's spotted. Looks like he's not, so he holds his fire. Lights up a 3rd T-54 lightweight. And again, the Pyro guys, as usual, trying to get as much vision on the map as they can. Of course, you've got Skull up at A4. You've got these T-54 lightweights, which, as well as providing firepower, they'll always also be providing vision for the central part of the map. Artillery hits that T-54 lightweight quite nicely for 430 odd hit points. And of course on the southeastern side, you've got these 2 T-54 lightweights here, which is probably providing vision almost to the enemy cap. And these super Pershings kicking back on the hill, playing off the back of a hill, hull down like Pershings do. Not super Pershings, normal Pershings. My mistake. And again, Skull making sure that these enemies, they know these guys they'll all have sixth sense. They'll know that they're spotted, but they won't be exactly sure about who's spotting them, whether it's the T-54 lightweights in the centre or Skull back at A4. And of course, Skull hasn't been spotted, and the last time the enemy saw Skull, he would have been running away. So they wouldn't blame them for assuming that he has run away, and they're probably thinking that something else is spotting them in this direction. 5 enemy tanks have been spotted so far, 1 German and 4 Russian light tanks, as Horse of the Apocalypse takes out the German RU-251, which was back at E1. So they're up by a tank now. Not a great deal happening at Skull's part of the world, but he is providing some very important vision just to see where these enemy tanks are. And it looks like these lightweights are just, every now and then, they're just nudging the tops and the ridge lines of these hills. And it looks like there's at least 3 there, but that furthest one back is back quite a way. He'll be getting spotted by these guys. So these guys have obviously taken this flank, and they've left 2 T-54 lightweights right down the south, and the other lights and those Pershings have gone up this hill to be able to get hull down. The Pershings do very well hull down, and they'll be looking at getting shots into the town. It looks like the majority of the Omega players are in town, or they might even be sitting back a little bit further back towards the one line. That T-54 lightweight that's now lit on the mini-map, there's a good chance he's spotting those light tanks in the central part of the map. And it looks like this. Looks like they're doing a push to the north, so Skull's getting out for real this time. He's been lit, but he's going downhill, so he's going to be able to use the undulations of the land for a little bit of cover from those 3 light tanks. There's a good chance, if there are 3 T-54 lightweights, there's a good chance there's 5 or 6. So they've probably worked out by what tanks, Omega's probably worked out by what the tanks they've seen in this central part of the map. Probably realised that there's probably only 1 or 2 tanks up here, and that's why they went for that little bit of a mini push. But it looks like they've actually pulled back, and so Skull's going back up this hill to try and get shots on them from a different angle. It looks like they might be pushing into these 2 Pershings and 2 T-54 lightweights. Skull just looking for some cheeky side shots. Pyro have the advantage in this game. I'm not sure if they own this land and this is a defence game, or if they're doing the attacking. AMX 1390 been spotted, and look at that. Look at all those light tanks. They're going to go down and absolutely smash these 2 light tanks here by the looks of it. So it's time for these guys in the centre to start doing some things, either to help their mates down to the south, or to take advantage of their numerical advantage up in the north. Skull picks up a kill on the T-54 lightweight. One of those T-54 lightweights down the south's already been taken out. But Pyro making the most of their advantage in the centre, while Pyro took advantage of their numbers down the south. Pyro took advantage of their advantage in the middle and comprehensively won that battle in the middle, and now they're going to focus on whoever's left on the south. 7-2 is now the score. Skull's picked himself up 3 kills, so he's more than made up for his early demise last game. And now it's just a case of cleaning up that last remaining T-54 lightweight. In the end, it was a fast and furious finish to what started off as being a slow game on Westfield against Omega. And it's, as usual, a pretty good spread of damage by the Pyro guys on Westfield. Plenty of players doing over 1,000 hit points of damage. A couple of players just under, and unlucky for a couple at the start who got taken out, but a pretty good win in the end. You'd take that score of 10-2 any day of the week, especially against a clan like Omega, who have been pretty successful. I believe Omega's disbanded now. They're off for bigger and better things in their new clan, and of course another good win from the Pyro lads on Westfield. And now we've got a little bit of a bonus game for you here. This is back to tier 6, and I asked the question, is this battle the quickest ever clan wars that's happened? Keep one eye on the clock up here. Let's see how long this one goes for. This is a very quick game, this one. Pyro versus Vietnam's Army Elite, VAE, a very dominant clan in the past on the Clan Wars map and the campaigns. We're on mines, and without giving too much away, it's just going to be a full YOLO, straight for the donut, and we'll see who can focus fire the quickest. Pyro going for the tried and true tactic in tier 6 Clan Wars, with taking the majority of Cromwells and Cromwell Bs. And have a look at it. There they are. Auto aim. And this is just a case of see who can focus fire the best. 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. They lose a tank, the Pyro lads. now it's just everyone shoot at the same target. Get rid of guns. Get guns out of the game. 6-1. There's only one tank left. And in under a minute, they've done it on the Tier 6 map against one of the most successful Vietnamese clans on the map, VAE. Anyway, thanks for watching those replays. That was just a quick giggle at the end of 2 fast Tier 8 battles. The fastest Tier 6 Clan Wars game I've ever seen. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the replay, Skull. We've probably got one more Tier 8 video before we move on to the Tier 10s. I hope you've all enjoyed this awesome replay, awesome games by Pyro on the Tier 8 Clan Wars map. Thanks for watching. Take care, and see you all next time.